All right, there we are.
All right. It didn't do the beep beeps though.
It did not do the beep beeps.
Threw me off,
that
and
worries me.
you're the only one hogging the screen, so I can't see it. So.
Hogging the screen.
Well, it's your screen,
The
so you can.
screen's right.
No, there was another screen that had the countdown
You
going.
don't want to see this. This is the.
Well, that's what I was expecting the beep
This is
beeps.
how the sausage is made. You don't want to see how the damn sausage is made. You don't want to
Oh
see
yeah,
this.
hey, it's us again.
Oh yeah, hey. We are once again joined by Mr. Anderson, and he's going to be putting in a wonderful idea. Today we're talking about, well, Schneider wants to talk about all sorts of movies all year round. And that would be a good one, but I'm in the mood to talk about Christmas movies. And so now it's up to Mr. Anderson to...
No pressure.
No pressure at all. One of us will never talk to you again and be like, hey, Schneider, tell Anderson I said this.
Do I get to flip?
I'm not an owl.
Do you get to flip a coin? You can go to hell. So you can go, yeah, take your...
I'm not an owl.
What is it going to be? Do you want to talk about just Christmas movies? Because I can talk days about Christmas movies. And
I'm not overly familiar with the breadth of Christmas movies, though.
really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's
For someone that is enthusiastic about Christmas.
No. Amend that. There's enthusiasm. I'm enthusiastic about Christmas because I want to start it after maybe November 10th. Schnetty, he likes his little Debbie Christmas trees. That's enthusiasm. You sent me pictures of your dang near fully decorated home within minutes of Halloween being over.
Yes.
You had stuff there before Halloween.
See, I would have done that,
I did.
but I have older children that can come help put stuff together. So smarter, not harder.
True. I have something called control issues, and I don't like it when other people decorate and it's not me.
Oh, I thought the control issue was the wife telling you can't do it until later on in late November.
Yeah, that's also a control
That's the
issue.
control, right there. She has control over the issues.
The problem is she's like, look, it's got to be cleaned up. And I'm like, but no, it's not fair.
We can build around
You
it.
can't put the kibosh on Christmas. Ooh, there's your new Hallmark one, kibosh on Christmas. And let's establish some ground rules. Do Hallmark movies count as holiday movies?
Why not?
Because
They
they're
barely
one
count as
on-
movies.
The what?
They barely count as movies.
But
Hey, you're gonna get us killed by all the women out there. What are you trying to do?
I'm safe.
All the crazy women that just sit
I'm
around
sick.
drinking wine in their Hallmark holiday movie socks and their holiday movie wine juggler.
dude, I didn't realize that was kind of a hot thing to think about. Anyway, what do you like about the Christmas season? Well, Hallmark movies
Hallmark
and
movies.
the people who watch them. Look, the weird thing about that is, members of my family, not my immediate family, but the periphery, are already watching Hallmark movies and have
Yeah, but they've been on since October.
and they're disturbing, and it's always the same thing. What's the setup? Young lady comes back to her hometown
Yeah.
from a big city. Now they're branching out to Chicago
Yeah.
instead of just New York. And she has to learn the meaning of Christmas by the hunky guy that used to annoy her during
High school, yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's a good. You find something better on sometimes at 2:30 in the morning when the stupid dog wakes you up and has to go pee, and then you can't fall back asleep. That's about the only thing on. It puts you right back to sleep though.
Or 3 hours later, Snake's sitting there with popcorn going, someday Sheila's going to get that man. She's eating that popcorn.
Or you watch it and you go, well, is that? Yeah, that's what's her face. Holy crap! I didn't know she made a Hallmark movie.
No, man. They're always person adjacent. It looks like somebody who's...
No. I've looked them up a couple times. Like, oh, then shit, that
Oh
is
my
her.
God. Well, I win. I no longer have to feel bad about anything. Schnetty looked up people who were in Hallmark movies. I'm good.
You know the USA Network show Psych, right?
Yes.
The Maggie Lawson.
Okay.
She did like 2 Christmas Hallmark movies. And they're pretty damn good, but then again, it's also Maggie Lawson, and I kind of like Maggie Lawson.
Oh, I can only imagine why. Anyway, so what were you about to say there?
Oh, I was just going to say that I get irrationally angry at Hallmark movies in the same way I get irrationally angry at Twilight. Although it's more rational than irrational.
Okay.
But wouldn't they be? But in the
It's
Hallmark
quality.
Christmas movies, it's okay for them to sparkle.
It's a quality issue.
Or if you're watching Hallmark movies for quality, there's a problem there.
But I don't. I That's the thing. I just
Actually,
don't watch them.
there's a cinematic universe.
Where those are winning best
No, I'm not even
pictures.
joking. There is a Hallmark cinematic universe.
Nice.
They've started one up. It's only like 3 different groups, 3 different ones. It's like the one where she marries a prince for Christmas or something like that. There's 2 other ones where they all show up in each other's movies.
Oh, there you go.
And it is like the Avengers of the
Well,
holiday.
when you
movie.
only got a stable of, upcoming actresses and actors, they're going to start popping up everywhere.
And that's why I miss the studio system. I miss the studio system because you had these stables of actors that you knew were coming back.
Yeah.
The only one who still does that is Tim Burton and Hallmark.
Yeah.
Tim Burton has his stable, which is a weird thing.
Well,
to
one he's
say.
married to, so she can't say no.
Johnny
it's,
Depp?
it's better to say
Yeah.
stable than harem. So.
That's true. A harem of holiday movie actors sounds very. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Non-holiday?
All I'm saying is you just probably have to pay money to see that, and get a
Yeah.
membership for it. Is all I'm saying. But all right.
All right, so we knocked out
good.
Hallmark. We should have put them on the.
No.
on the-
If we put them up there, it legitimizes it. If we put them up there, it just encourages them.
No, I think the hundreds of millions of dollars in Hallmark Christmas movies merch they sell incentivizes them and encourages
There are
them.
ornaments, dudes. There are ornaments. There are ornaments, and I can't. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's define our criteria.
Well,
We're talking-
this works. Oh, this works so well when we define our criteria.
Well, it
because like we don't go off the rails. Or
It gives
anything.
you what you want. It makes me wrong or faster, or more wrong, more fast.
Wrong or fast.
Wrong or faster. Do we count animated?
Yes.
Okay. Do we count movies where the Christmas is ancillary to the plot?
Dude, just say it.
Absolutely.
Just say it. Just say the movie you're thinking of.
Okay.
It counts. It counts.
The Thin Man.
It counts. What?
Oh, I thought he was going with Die Hard.
I thought so too.
No, you guys haven't seen The Thin Man?
Dude, have I not seen Thin Man?
And
Nick and Nora? I fucking love Nick and Nora.
So, The Thin Man.
The Thin Man, after Thin,
After the
Thin Man.
That's when they go back to California.
Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter. I watched it.
That's a whole nother. There's a cinematic universe for you.
Yeah, the Thin Man stuff. Yeah.
Dan Anderson's looking at me like, no, don't you even dare.
I mean,
But
you can't. Was it Meet Me in St. Louis? Is part of it's over Christmas time, right?
Is it?
Or is it Easter? Might have my holidays crossed there.
I don't know. I want to say it and somebody like yell at me.
Yeah,
Um,
I might be wrong.
Okay, so
I doubt it, but I might be.
the
wrong.
diehards and the Thin Mans count.
Yeah,
Because
I
they
mean,
are-
if you're using Christmas as a theme, it's shop around the corner,
Shop around the corner.
all right?
Also now known today as You've Got Mail.
Yeah, the newer version.
The newer version. All right, if it's got Christmas in it, and
Yeah,
we're
why
going
not?
to use the Film Joy rules that Mikey and all them came up with. If it is in fact part of the plot,
Yeah,
if it is near the plot, part of it revolves around the fact that it's Christmas, then it is
yeah. Why not?
100%. All right.
Why wouldn't
So,
it be?
I'm just.
Okay.
There are
I know there's
purists
people
out there that go.
I know that Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. Yeah, that's what they argue
They're
about.
diehard, non-diehards, which is zen, really, when you
Yeah.
think about it.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter does not revolve around Christmas.
There's always a
has
good. There's a Christmas.
ancillary.
Yeah, but if you've read all the books, right? There's always that time that happens. There's always a chapter or
They
something
always
that
go to
happens
Hogsmeade at Christmas.
in wintertime because it makes good. It makes good movie.
It makes good movie. It makes good
It
movie.
make good movie.
It makes a good movie.
Well, now one of the networks do a Harry Potter marathon in December around Christmas time. So, but I
That's
wouldn't.
to just pacify your kids who won't shut the hell up.
Yeah.
That's
Or,
the,
or,
that's
or,
the
your,
slow drip.
or your oldest daughter who
Who won't shut the
just
hell
needs
up.
something to watch on TV for background noise, right?
Oh man, right? I can get in a good enough movie. You can wrap a lot of presents in that time. Okay, so favorite or just one you think is the most quality? Sometimes they're the
a
same.
little bit of
sometimes
both. I mean, what do you like? Like, what comes on? Like, okay, so I have TCM,
Uh-huh.
so I'm always scrolling. On my satellite, I can scroll about 10 days out. So I'm always just running the whole gamut, seeing what I want to record, what I want to watch, those types of things, right? So now is getting to the point where at some point the Clive Owen Christmas Carol is going to pop up there somewhere,
Okay.
right? Because it's mid-November now, mid-November.
There's
so it
a
starts
Clive
coming.
Owen Christmas Carol?
Is it Clive Owen? No, Reginald Owen. The original.
Clive
the
Owen's
30.
the guy
yeah,
from
no, I
King
guess
Arthur.
Yeah, whatever.
Clive,
I think it's Reginald Owen,
Children of Men. Clive Owen would be
Children of
really
Men.
interesting.
right?
Pride and Prejudice.
He was in Pride and Prejudice?
Was that not Clive Owen?
No,
I'm thinking of somebody
that's-
else.
No, that's a different Darcy. There's only one Pride and Prejudice that matters, and that's the one with Colin Firth. Everything else is just and Jennifer Eel.
But what I'm saying is, all this stuff comes out, right? It starts,
Yeah.
Shop Around the Corner starts popping up, right? Me in St. Louis comes popping up. White Christmas is coming out actually
White
It's actually
Christmas
started
Eve.
coming out this December to the theaters for
that's
a 2-day special showing,
Yep.
right? So
Mhm.
what do you look at and go, hey, I'm gonna watch that. I want to watch that, right? Those things that kind of come on and just kind of catch your attention.
Okay.
Because
so-
we know like TBS and TNT is going to do their 24 Hours of a Christmas Story, right? We know those, right? And then somebody's doing a 24 Hours of Elf, like
Oh, God.
next week, right, or something like that.
See, the 24 Hours of a Christmas Story, I have now accepted into my heart, but the 24 Hours of Elf, I don't know if I can have Will Ferrell in my head that long. Don't get me wrong, we love that movie for many reasons, one of which is the thing that gave Jon Favreau the credit and the pull to become slowly closer to Star Wars. Elf is directly responsible for the glory of the good parts of Star Wars now. And I'll argue that to the day I die. So Anderson doesn't have his one because he's still kind of a novice at this whole Christmas movie thing.
Oh, my absolute favorite is Home Alone.
Really?
Okay.
Oh, it's just
You and my youngest sister would just talk about that for hours. So what is it about Home Alone that just screams Christmas to you?
well, for one, the nostalgia is what amps it up for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then Christmas, it has Christmas music throughout.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then the snow and the whole theme of it is trying to be together for Christmas.
Oh, I like it. I love Home Alone.
Yeah.
Shnetty, what do you like about it?
It's just the fact that it fits the era that it came out in,
Oh God, yeah.
right? You know, you're taking the whole extended family. You got the
The one guy can afford to take.
yeah, the whole
extended
family. Yeah, and if
family.
you've
Oh,
ever,
yeah.
if they've ever seen the things where they do all the math in that movie, like exactly where that house is and how much money he's got to be making, and to take everybody, including the deadbeat brother or
He's
brother-in-law,
clearly,
whatever it
like-
is. Yeah.
Didn't they come up with the fact that it has to be like someone or either like he's either a incredibly powerful hedge fund manager,
Yeah.
or like he's got to be part of the cartel.
Well, and then you have the scary old guy that's not really, you know, the creepy old guy at the end, right? Who's going to come and
Yeah.
save him.
Yeah.
Right? You always have that little element there that you use those people in the neighborhood on the street to kind of scare the kids, keep them in line. You have that element in line, right? He's not scared of the burglars. He's scared of the old guy that might bash him over the head with a shovel. Right?
Who does, in fact.
The two people coming into his house going to rob them, saying they're going to kick the shit out of him, doesn't bother him. But the old guy with a shovel all of a sudden is the scariest one in the movie.
I want to see Home Alone 4, wherein Kevin McAllister is now older and he is a member of the CIA, and he busts.
There is a
Marv. Oh no, but this would be the better one.
Yes.
He busts Marv, like gets Marv out of jail, or Marv comes out and they're trying to, and like someone in there's coming after his family, and he needs Marv's help to set up this stuff. And they're sitting there. Just the scene would be they're sitting there at the top of the stairs, and he's tying the paint cans, and Marv goes, "I remember this," and the kid goes, "Yep." And he goes, "You know, you could have killed me," and like Kevin kind of does, he goes, "Not the first time, not the last time." And you just sit there and like, what did they do to you? And Kevin McAllister's gonna shrug his shoulders. He goes, "I served my country," and move on from there. Like
You thought way too much about
no,
this.
dude.
About making this movie, dude.
I wrote it on the way home one day. I was bored and I wrote it in my head, the whole scene. I got. That's my thing. I do that. I want to see that one where Kevin McAllister. Imagine Kevin McAllister in your class. We're all teachers. Imagine Kevin McAllister in your class, the kid that's really bored because he knows all this stuff and just has that. You know, if another kid pushes him, that kid's going to end up with a broken leg and no one's going to know how. Or that kid's not going to come to school for 6 days and he's not going to talk about it. And Kevin's just going to sit there smiling. He's the one that you know is either going to serve his country or murder a half a dozen people
For his country.
for his country. So there you go.
Or somebody else's country, depending on who's paying the most.
You are Kevin McAllister, yes. You have very big reputation among killers. But I'm telling you, that would be freaking great. I would watch the hell out of that movie. Home Alone 4 Homecoming or something like that. No Way Home. The Spider.
Wasn't that kind of the premise of Grosse Pointe Blank, though?
I love that movie. We'll talk about that one. I love Home Alone. I love Home Alone 2, except one part makes me hate Home Alone. There's only one part that pisses me right the hell off. He has made the full Kraft mac and cheese dinner for himself, which is glorious. Because when I was growing up, my mom only got one box of it, and my sisters always took the most of it, and I always want to go back for more. There's never any left. All the Kraft mac and cheese. It's even, I'm salivating. It's even the freaking cheese sauce, so you don't even have to have all the mixing. It's it's glorious. He's about to eat. Stupid clock goes off. He goes, and the next time you see that glorious meal, it gets hit with a ton of feathers. Hit with a ton of feathers. I can't.
So is that you pissed off about a $1.19 frozen box of mac and cheese?
No, 89 cents back in the day. Now, $3.99.
Unless you get it from Amazon.
Ooh. So already TCM and Amazon or any streaming service, if you'd like to sponsor us, we've already given you plenty of free advertising. Just give us a call. But no, that's the part that pisses me off.
You get mad about an 89-cent box of mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's me. That's where I'm going.
All right, whatever, spaghettios.
So everything else, do not.
Oh, I will. You know my thoughts on this
I
already.
do know your thoughts on this. All I'm saying is, Home Alone's a great movie. That's the only part that's where my suspension of disbelief just dies. The guy getting hit with a paint can and not dying, perfectly fine. The guy soldering his hand to the freaking doorknob and then not dying, perfectly fine. Can't do it.
That's what we like about it. It's Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner.
Only horrifyingly realistic.
No,
The
it's
sizzle.
a movie.
You
It's a
can
movie.
hear the
It's a
sizzle.
movie. It's a movie. It's not realistic.
There's another part of that scene for the Home Alone 4. The bad guy goes, "How do you know he can stop us?" And he just puts up his hand with the M sperm. He's like, "He did this to me when he was 9." My God. He's like, "I just run back to whatever gulag you came from." Oh God, why am I not writing this down?
You got it on tape.
that and
You got it digitalized right now.
Oh, this is great. This is great. I know how much. I don't need TRS anymore. I've got movie IDs.
Yeah, look at that.
38,000 scripts in Hollywood every single year. They're going to find mine. No problem. Schnetti, what is your favorite holiday movie? Home Alone's a great answer, though. He nodded, by the way.
I like kind of most, if not all, the versions of a Christmas Carol.
Who is the best Ebenezer Scrooge, in your opinion?
The best Scrooge, again, I go back to the 38.
With Clive Owen?
I don't think it's Clive Owen.
60 years before he was.
I think it's, that's pretty good. You have George C. Scott played him. The best is, it was a made-for-TV with Patrick Stewart.
Oh, I love the Patrick Stewart one.
It was made for TNT, I believe, made it?
Yes, it was made for TNT. He played that. I do love it because the entire time I had just gotten off a full binge of Next Generation, and I was waiting for him to pull out his pull out his comm badge and be like, "Right, this is terrible. Hologram off, holodeck off, end program," or something like that.
Yeah. Well, he did a one-man show of that. I think that's what kind of spurred TNT making that.
Hold on, he did a one-man show of Christmas Carol?
Yeah, I believe that's where it came from.
Wow.
he's Patrick Stewart.
It's Patrick Stewart. And the whole thing revolves around Ebenezer Scrooge.
That's not
right.
That's not an
Because-
answer because he's
Well,
Patrick Stewart.
the TNT version revolves around him.
Yeah.
Right? When you look at all the other ones, you get a little bit of Bob Cratchit, a little bit of Tiny Tim, and you get this one revolves around him.
Do you guys remember the Robert Zemeckis animated one with Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Have you seen that one? That was the most accurate.
That was Disney, right?
That was DreamWorks.
I thought it was Disney.
No,
I thought it was Disney's Christmas Carol.
was it?
Yeah, I think it's Disney's
Anyway,
Christmas
somebody's got it. The point is, I was watching it and I got terrified because it did all the scary stuff that Charles Dickens put in there that no one else really does. There's the scene after he works with Marley. Marley's leaving, and he opens up the window, and there's all the ghosts floating around who cannot affect the world anymore. And there's one of them that's watching this woman and this child freeze to death, and it's screaming, and it screams up at Jim Carrey's Scrooge, and it chilled me. It was terrifying. I've shown my son that one, but I haven't shown my daughters that one because that's just scary as hell.
It's over 100 versions of A Christmas Carol that have been put on film in some version or another.
Oh, please tell me there's a Lord of the Rings one.
I know there's Doctor Who.
No, Doctor Who ones are always great. The Doctor Who ones are fun. Michael Gambon was the Scrooge for that Doctor Who one. He was brilliant. He's I believe Michael Gambon's actually played Scrooge before, though.
Has he?
I think so.
That I need to look.
There's
at.
100 versions. Hell, there's a chance that one of us has played Scrooge at one point. Although I feel
Reginald Owen is the 1938 version.
Reginald, the Reg.
Reginald,
Oh, Reg.
he played Ebenezer Scrooge.
I think I'm.
And then Gene and Kathleen Lockhart played the Cratchits.
There you go.
They're married. Reginald Owen, sorry, Clive. Gave you credit for something you
Clive
didn't
Owen
do.
bangs on the door. What the hell are you doing?
Reginald Owen.
Was Michael Gambon the prophet from Elder Scrolls?
Michael Gambon was the prophet from Elder Scrolls. Michael Gambon was is also the new Dumbledore.
Yes.
Is the post Richard Harris Dumbledore.
I guess it was.
Although, a part of me, every time I watch the Harry Potter movies and it's Richard Harris as Dumbledore, I wonder if he pulled the kids aside and just started rambling about his drinking habits and the stuff he used to get up to, because that man is crazy. But I'm telling you, man, the Christmas Carol doesn't get much better than the Christmas Carol.
Mm.
What do you think it is about the story that is so lasting? Since you don't like me projecting my views on art, I want you to project your views on art, Schnetty. What is it about the Christmas Carol that's so
Redemption.
Yeah,
Redemption?
that's I mean the whole scene when they do it when he goes into the church,
lasting?
right on Christmas morning, right, and how the whole, depending on which version you're watching, the whole church flips around, kind of watches him come in, and then he starts singing really loud because he is the grumpy old dude of grumpy old dudes.
Walter
Right.
Matthau and Jack Lemmon sitting off to the side going, that guy's a grumpy old man.
Right, so you get the redemption story of it, right?
So,
And how he had it, lost it, and it came back.
oh, that's right, because in the beginning, Fezziwig brought it out of him. He was
Yeah,
like,
Fezziwig,
"Come
yeah.
on." Do
Well,
you-
Fezziwig, his sister, when the sister came and picked him up from the school, father has changed.
So,
Right, you can come back. We're going to do Christmas. Blah blah blah.
do you think that's Dickens? Not to like go too off on too big a tangent, but do you think that's Dickens like pioneering the idea of, what happens to you as a kid breaks into you and keeps you the way you are, and he's kind of like bringing that to the fore with this story.
Well, the whole season. I mean, yeah, you have, well, nowadays the whole season's about kids, right? We've kind of, not to get off tangent, but we kind of materialized it to be about kids. But this is, and you want to get a little theological on it. This is, bring the children onto me. He doesn't, the little children and a child of God stuff,
Yeah,
right? And this is what Scrooge has to go back to.
true.
He's got to go back to he's got to see it. It's got to affect him, right? There's got to be there's always that thing that affects you in the negative, and there's got to be that something that affects you in the positive.
Yeah, getting scared out of your freaking mind because
Oh.
death comes to you.
Yeah.
We're all pretty sure the ghost of Christmas future is just death, right?
Well, yeah.
He's like, what's up?
Well, there
I'm
is the
dead.
graveyard. There is a graveyard scene.
What's up, Jerry? I'm here to freak the hell out of you.
Hey, get off me, big man. We do that to you?
Oh, Scrooge. Have you
Scrooge.
seen Scrooge?
Scrooge, Bill Murray, baby.
Oh.
That's
I'm
a great
building
take.
a list. There's a list now.
Do we got to get him like a Captain America book? Shit, he's got to write down.
Christmas
All right,
movies is
Trouble Man
Scrooge.
album, everything you missed.
The best,
Soundtrack.
I think the best Bob Cratchit is Bobcat Goldthwait. Because Merry Christmas, and you're like, that he's so it's Scrooge.
Yeah, and then the
world.
Scrooge version of it in the 80s just takes it to that, it's the same story. It's still the redemption arc. It's still, remember when you were this little kid doing all this other stuff, and all of a sudden something turns you into this jerk off.
Merry
and-
Christmas, Frankie Angel.
Yeah, maybe Christmas, Frank Angel.
Oh, when Attila the Hun, when he saw his mother, water, didn't stop crying. What the hell did he say? Oh, Niagara Falls, Frankie.
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls.
Right.
Oh my
It's
God.
still that redemption arc.
I
I think our man Anderson here hit it perfectly. That's how you introduced yourself the last time. He's just going to be Anderson now, right? It's the
I mean,
redemption
you can
arc.
always-
We love the redemption arc, right?
But
Let's
Yeah,
throw that
there's
in.
no
You
but.
look at the small redemption arc though in It's a Wonderful Life.
I
Right?
love it.
Right?
But it's such a weird redemption thing.
It
It's not
is.
really a redemption.
It's a redemption in his own mind.
It's a paradigm shift.
Yeah.
In It's a Wonderful Life, it's a paradigm shift. George Bailey, you've seen it all wrong. It's no moon, it's a space station. You've seen it all
Inside
wrong.
joke.
I mean, but that's one of the things where it's like, that's the best part of It's a Wonderful Life. It is strangely just the weirdest thing.
Well,
and
it's not about you. It's about everybody around you.
Anderson, are you familiar with? Have you seen Wonderful Life? It's a Wonderful Life.
Very long time ago.
So only once.
Yeah.
So, real quick, fun thing about that movie. It's not my favorite, but it's a great one. It's made in what, 1948?
47, 48,
47, 48.
He just got back from the war.
Yeah, Jimmy Stewart has just gotten back from the war. All these
We
men-
just got back from the war. Yeah.
Jimmy comes first. I'm going to open the door for you guys and keep the lights on. You guys come on back when you're ready. We're all back there.
Well, wouldn't he just bomb the door open?
Boom, because he's a colonel. But all these guys have PTSD. All these guys have shell shock. They're all war weary. Whatever George Carlin word you
because
want. It's war weary. They're coming back with a lot of stress and a lot of crap that they've seen,
and they're making a Christmas movie in July.
And they're making a Christmas movie in July, and it's only ancillary to Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas just is at the end there. It's all about restoring and paradigm shifting. George Bailey takes all the crap onto himself. The failure of Bedford Falls, the failure of the bank, the failure of everything, the power of Mr. Potter, and all that stuff. He takes it on himself. And then he has to have a paradigm shift to go, as you said, it's not about you.
Yeah.
This is your life. This is your life from everybody else's perspective.
Yeah.
And what you've got is this beautiful story about a man who really is the center of his community.
He just
And
couldn't see it.
Straight up gets Donna Reed. Just
Yeah.
gonna have a minute to just let that simmer for a
Well,
second.
he is. He's the center of the thing, right? Everybody comes and helps him out. Even the guys that were going to take his stuff from him, all going to sit around and have a drink afterwards with him now.
Right.
Right. So but he doesn't know that. He doesn't realize that because he's always had these bigger dreams for himself, not realizing that himself is the bigger dream of Bedford Falls.
So there's a whole other podcast of, was that the theory of the 1940s and 1950s, the greatest generation? I had these bigger dreams, but I had to stop.
Let's stop and do this, knock it all out, right? Take care of what needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Now I'm back. Okay, what the hell?
How do I deal
Right.
with it?
How do I deal with it? Okay, well, how does he deal with it? He thinks about jumping off a bridge. Then he wants to go get a drink and all that other good jazz.
This angel won't leave him alone.
Yeah.
The Wizard of Oz keeps walking with him.
Yeah.
Same guy, by the way. The guy that plays Clarence is the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So, and then, it finally kicks on him that, okay, this is what it is. This is what, let's roll it. Let's go.
I like
But
it.
isn't that generation, though? Pull up the bootstraps, let's roll. I mean, let's get through with it and make it roll. Because what happens, I keep making the historical analogy, what happens to the economy in the 50s after that? Once we hit that low point, we go start explaining through.
Yep.
I mean, it's not what happened, but the movie came out before that projection, but it just kind of, this is what we do. That's that American fortuity, stick-to-itiveness, whatever the hell you wanted to.
Stick-to-itiveness.
Stick-to-itiveness.
What a wonderful
Do the
word.
shit we got to do to get it done, to make it better for the next group. And that's what George forgot. He forgot that we do things, not for ourselves, but to better for everybody.
And I heard him proclaim as he drove out of sight, trickle-down economics is not going to work. Supply-side economics.
He was a Republican, though, right?
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Doesn't mean I'm not going to give him credit for it. So what I'm hearing is like kind of identifying with the generational ideas, but the idea of that you have with the Christmas Carol, this constant idea of the redemption is available, and you got Anderson with the desperate need to murder people on Christmas, or semi-murder them.
You want to murder them on Christmas?
No.
Well, I mean, my second favorite is Die Hard, so fair.
There. I think it's a beautiful one. Right
Yeah, but he's
there.
killing bad guys.
Now I have a machine gun, and it's just like,
Yeah, I just want Alan Rickman to read me my Christmas list every so often. He wants a skillet. But my favorite one. So I got two favorite ones, but the one White Christmas we can talk about in a little. I love White Christmas because I love
Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye.
I love Danny Kaye. I love Danny Kaye. Danny Kaye is a badass.
Angela Lansbury, right?
No.
No.
The sisters.
Clooney.
Rosemary Clooney.
Rosemary Clooney, thank you.
Rosemary Clooney and the poor. I loved White Christmas till my wife told me about the skinnier, the one who played the younger sister who basically starved herself and died from it. And I'm like, why did you tell me that?
Women always ruin stuff.
They do.
Wives always just ruin stuff like that.
Did you know this? Now I do.
No, I do. Thanks a lot.
My favorite one, honest to God, I love watching White Christmas. I love watching the Rankin Bass stuff with my kids. They've started to get like really into it. We watch all the Christmas episodes of all the TV shows that they love to watch every night, especially Futurama. The Futurama Christmas ones are great. My favorite Christmas movie is The Ref with Dennis Leary. Have you guys ever seen it?
Kidnaps the family, right?
Kidnaps the
family,
but takes them hostage.
Same difference.
It's-
difference. Kidnapping and taking hostage is pretty much the same thing.
Kidnapping
You're gonna get
implies
charged
a
with.
second location.
You're gonna no.
Kidnapping implies a second
If
location.
if I don't let you two leave out of here, is the charge kidnapping or hostage taking? It's kidnapping.
No, it's hostage taking.
No, it's good, but the charge is going to be kidnapping.
is you say, get into my truck and let's go like have a
Find the
sandwich."
puppy and have some candy.
Oh,
You're
man.
practicing for later.
Do you have candy? I'm just saying.
Which one?
No.
Which-
Leave my Santas alone.
Which Santa do you want?
Leave my Santas alone. So, Ref is great because the Ref it's your redemption arc,
Yeah.
but it's this couple with problems, and it's also got the mom from Mary Poppins in it. It's got the mom from Mary Poppins, and she plays the most vile, evil, manipulative woman on the planet, and it's awesome. And it's got some great one-liners. My wife and I will watch that when the kids go to sleep. We just absolutely.
Jeez, I
love it.
wonder why. Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary has got the best things. It's just when he goes off on a tangent, it's so great. You know why I'm in charge? Because I've got the gun. Say it, I've got the gun. And I will be speaking because I've got the gun. It's great. It's great stuff. I highly recommend it to anybody who just wants to blow off some steam. It is phenomenal. Also, J.K. Simmons is in it. Sorry, that's a non sequitur. All right, what's your favorite animated Christmas movie that you used to love? You watch with your kids. You watch with your kids.
Movie or special? Because
Oh,
now, what, you rolling for initiative down there?
I rolled a 6.
It looks like 6.
It's not good.
He rolled a 6.
You know you're a nerd when randomly D20s fall out of every part of your desk. This is not a good.
Are we talking movies or are we talking like the Christmas specials that you spent TV?
Do the Christmas specials count as movies? Does Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Rankin Bass count as a movie? It's only 28 minutes?
No, it's an hour.
No, it's not.
It's an hour on TV.
Well, that's with all the
Well, I know, but how unless you have a DVD player or you filter through the commercials, it's still an hour, maybe an hour or 5 on TV.
No, I have a Blu-ray. I have it on Blu-ray.
Oh, good for you. But yes, I wouldn't call them movies, but again, that's stuff that used to come on. The whole Bob Hope specials used to come on. The Dean Martin Christmas celebrity roasts that used to come on, right? The Dean Martin specials with Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra singing Christmas carols to us in the 70s.
The one where they had David Bowie singing Little Drummer Boy
With Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby, and you're like, how is this going to work out?
Yeah, and it worked out wonderful.
Although they sounded amazing
Yeah.
together, but it's just, you wonder what they talked about in between takes, don't you? Hey there, so,
I've heard a
what do you
story.
like to-
I heard a story about them that they had like really wonderful conversations. Like there's two completely different generations, two completely different ways of doing everything, and they had they struck up like a cordial working friendship with each other and so it was kind of interesting because you wouldn't think about it. Just
No, you're like, this is Ziggy
Playing off
Stardust
the-
talking with Bing Crosby.
Yeah. But yeah, all that's got to count, right? Because it puts you in the movie. I mean, there'll be the one thing we won't talk about. Showed up in 1978. We'll leave it there.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
no, we don't.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
We don't talk about
Yeah.
that. We got strict orders from the man above not to speak about.
George said that if he had a hammer and tracked down every bootleg copy of that thing, he'd smash them all.
Yeah. So outside of that, but you had
Carrie Fisher used to
every
play
cartoon
it.
back in the day
Yeah.
had a Christmas special. Every TV show back in the day had a Christmas episode, or depending how many years it was on,
very
always had
special episode.
a very special, something along those lines. Well, those were the other ones too. Where that's not my pot, Dad. That belongs to a friend.
That's not my pot.
Or the really weird one where they
This
where
is
the-
my
where-
pot. It's the good stuff. We're 1980s nouveau riche. I
Yeah.
can buy the good crap.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, I think all that counts. I mean, because when we talk about animated Christmas movies, we're really talking now. Because
like full-length movies. like
full length
hour and a
movies,
half.
right? That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Arthur Christmas,
yeah. I was
Best
thinking
Christmas-
about The Snowman.
The Snowman.
It's British though, so I don't think you might know.
It's snow.
Walking
It's
in the
British.
air.
You wouldn't get it. Oh.
But
What's
it-
it about?
it-
What's
it's
it about? Describe the Snowman.
It's basically the classic story of Frosty, but I haven't watched it since I was a kid, and so whenever I hear the theme from it, it gives me this warm and fuzzy nostalgic feeling.
So is it a movie?
It's a short movie.
Short
I'll
movie.
look it
Who
up.
is in
TV
it?
show?
Bunch
of British dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, dude. Us saying, oh, there's just some like Hallmark actors. When the British people say, oh, there's just a bunch of British dudes, you're talking like Judi Dench. You're talking about all these like.
Yeah, before they
You're
came
talking
yeah.
about like, yeah, it's just,
Daniel Craig was in
it's
it.
just the it's just the entire Yankees lineup. What? Daniel Craig before you got big. Who's it?
Raymond Briggs in the original and David Bowie in the re-release.
David Bowie in the when you can
Wait,
see
but
things
when,
like David
but
Bowie
when
in
was the
re-release.
re-release?
When was the re-release?
1982. Give me a second.
80.
That's Prime Bowie then.
Give me a second.
Bowie Prime. I do believe.
because
I
the-
would watch. No, I watched that Transformers special with Bowie Prime.
But you think the Bowie and Bing Crosby thing is what, late 70s, early 80s?
78.
Right around in there, right?
It competed with the other thing we don't talk of. We speak not.
Well,
of.
no, nothing competed with that because that was the Bob Hope special. Bob Hope specials, there was nothing out against Bob Hope. Because Bob Hope had the Christmas special, he did the All-American college football team at the same time, right? It was Bob Hope show was big
I
freaking
gotta
deal.
see what I don't remember those at all. My parents.
Well, you weren't born until the 1980.
I did
So-
until the 1980.
Until
Not the 80s.
No, it's 1980.
As I am
No,
slowly turning 44 soon, the 1980.
1980. You're the 1980, right?
It sounds like some 1950s
You
like
don't have
sci-fi thing.
you don't have a 7 in your number.
In the far distant of the 1980, mankind is struggling to watch.
I have a theory building. I will tell you this theory at one point about the generational differences within a generation. Like
Oh.
technically, you and I are both Gen X.
Yes.
But we're kind of different stratas of Gen X.
Yes, I care about other human beings. Go ahead.
Which almost gets you kicked out of Gen X because
was
the rest of
2000.
us don't give a shit.
Isn't it?
2000 for the
2000 Bowie.
2000 Bowie.
That's late, but like seasoned Bowie.
Yeah.
That's like, that's a good Bowie. That's a good
So
Bowie.
it's so it's
So good book.
so how long is it?
It's personal.
It's been a long time. It's very short, if I remember. 26.
26 minutes. So it's a
that's
TV.
26 minutes of Bowie being like, "Hey, you guys want to go up to the North Pole?" And
So
everyone's like,
it's
"Wait a minute."
it's Charlie Brown Christmas. It's Garfield Christmas. It's all the Christmas specials used to come on.
Dude,
and
real quick.
because they come back to back.
Garfield Christmas.
Yeah.
Garfield Christmas is Garfield. It's like meh, 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 Garfield. And then there's that last part where he goes and like lays on like John's mom's lap, or no, John's grandma's lap, and she's talking about missing her husband, and they're just sitting there watching the snow, and you're like, what the hell, Jim Davis? Where's the lasagna? And there was all of a sudden there's this
No,
heart
because it's
wrenching.
supposed to be about family. It's that's what Christmas is about,
it's,
right?
it's a beautiful little scene.
You can't be that. I mean, okay, it fits into that category, right? So if that's what works, then that's what works, right?
Okay.
If it's animated, it fit your category of animation, right?
Well, yeah, I know it's a good one. I like. You seen the Garfield one, Anderson?
Well,
I did.
well, no,
There we go. And
well, no,
it's
well,
on
no.
the
Here's the
list.
problem. See, here's the problem. They stopped doing that,
Yeah.
right? Well, the only one you get on TV now that's probably worth a darn is Prep and Landing.
I love Prep and Landing.
Little Preps and Landings.
You seen Preps and Landings?
There's 2 of them. They're pretty
Oh my
good.
lord!
Right?
I want them to come up with a third one.
That would be the kind of the best modern one. Although the Phineas and Ferb Christmas special is pretty good.
I like that one where they make him a rest stop.
Yeah.
And and it's Malcolm McDowell as the angry old elf. Malcolm I'm getting ready for a bit of the old ultra-violent, and now he's like, Christmas.
But if you're talking about stuff that's nostalgic, you can't go wrong with Charlie Brown Christmas. I mean, they did an entire Bible verse on free public television in 1964.
And got away with it.
And it's still, they show it, but fucking Apple decided to buy it and only keep it exclusively to Apple, the douchebags.
Whew. Well, luckily you can buy it on Amazon and all that stuff like that. Once again, Amazon, if you are listening, you can sponsor. Yeah. You've got money to spare. I've seen it.
But you have that, I mean...
It's not Christmas till I see the Rankin Bass ones, though.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to see the Rankin Bass ones. Rudolph. That one.
Rudolph's Shiny New Year.
No, we don't.
Rudolph's Christmas.
No. There is no Rudolph Shiny New Year.
Rudolph and the Bumble go in the woods together.
No, there is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's it. And then there's other ones. There's Santa Claus is Coming to Town with Burgermeister Meisterburger. And then there's, Frosty doesn't care. Well, Frosty's Rankin Bass.
Yeah, it's just...
There's only 2 Frosties. The third Frosty is a
It's just,
weird
but yeah, Frosty's Rankin Bass, but it's pure animation.
And it's Jimmy Durante.
Yeah, it's Jimmy Durante, right?
So, have you seen any of the Rankin Bass ones?
I saw Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
What'd you think?
I thought it was fantastic.
Were you surprised that Bumbles bounce?
Again, I saw it when I was 13, 14.
You haven't watched it again?
No.
Okay.
I watched movies once.
But it's a TV special. Here, look.
No, hold on. What do you watch around Christmas time?
Yeah.
I don't.
What? You are literally Mr. Christmas.
Yeah?
Yeah? Who's asking?
What about it?
What's it to you? But it's like, you are Mr. Christmas. How? What? No?
No.
No?
No.
Pourquoi?
It's just not something I do.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, if it's not what he's...
If it's not what you do, it's not what you do. But I'm telling you this, you're missing out on something most of the time wonderful. 70, 63, 54% of the time, it works every time. So, it's like...
Well, you get like, okay, so like Freeform.
What's Freeform?
The channel Freeform.
I don't have channels. I only stream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Freeform does
That was
20...
the most dismissive look I've ever received in my life.
So, they do 25 Days of Christmas.
Okay.
They do 31 Days of Halloween, right? They do
Okay.
a whole, those types of things, right?
Yeah.
And they show all this stuff basically all the time. Like all the stuff from the 70s, the 80s, and then the new stuff, like both versions of, all 3 versions of The Grinch, right? The Jim Carrey Grinch, the cartoon one that came out,
Benedict Cumberbatch.
The Benedict Cumberbatch
Benedict
one.
Cumberbatch. Grinch.
Yeah, so you have that,
Almost
and then they
always.
show, like, the Rudolph will be in there 2 or 3 times, Santa Claus coming to town 2 or 3 times, right? The Santa Claus movies, the Toy Story movies.
I actually like the series, the Santa Claus series they did more than I like the last movie, Santa Claus movie.
Yeah, I didn't see in the series.
The
they did.
series is pretty good. Oh, here's what we'll do, since we're getting to the end of it. Because I gotta pick kids up. Tell them about, so Anderson, you're gonna be watching Hawkeye this year, yeah?
I will try.
I'm gonna call you every night.
There's no,
There is do or do not. There is no try.
yeah,
I'm
seriously. Master Yoda said that. Come on now, you can't.
Master
Okay,
Yoda
so,
said
Scherzer and I
Yoda didn't
started
have a
this.
girlfriend.
Huh?
Yoda didn't have a girlfriend.
That you know
Well,
of.
Dooku killed her, so.
In my fan fiction, he has quite a few.
Dooku struck her down.
Was Yaddle his girlfriend, or was Yaddle?
Sure, why not? No. I mean, they're such a rare species. You better get some where you get some.
bumping uglies we will. Stay after the council, you might. Oh, God.
He just called her Yads.
You Xerox copy your ass one time. All right, so tell the nice.
All right, so the Hawkeye Advent that we started, a couple years ago? All right, so it's actually pretty simple. And then there's,
You watch Hawkeye.
You watch Hawkeye, but you want to watch one episode a day,
One episode.
starting December 19th.
Yep.
Whenever in the day you can get it watched, right? Because, we did it last year up in Kansas City when we were up there. You got to watch it. Just the first episode, you want it each day, episode 1, episode 2, go in order.
You also have to send photographic evidence that you are, in fact, watching it.
Yeah, we kind of started that
That
because...
becomes just a weird requirement.
Yeah. So, and then on Christmas Eve, if you can make it happen, because sometimes you can't make it happen, but on Christmas Eve, you need to start episode 6 where it ends after midnight. Because episode 6 ends on Christmas Day. So if you watch it when it turns out past midnight, you get to experience the Christmas Day scene on Christmas Day. So basically you're watching New Year's Eve on New Year's Eve and Christmas Day on Christmas Day.
It's really
Right.
quite cool.
And you just start on the 19th and it's one episode and they're 38 minutes or so, 40 minutes.
38, between 38 and 43 minutes long.
Yeah, so.
And they're really good.
And the music they've done in it harkens back to all of those older Christmas movies where they incorporate the music into the right scene. And it's always a Christmas song, right? There's nothing, it's nothing modern, it's nothing that, it's always some sort of Christmas song that kind of fits what's going on.
1960s Christmas
Well,
song.
and they did Christmas in Hollis is in there as well, or
Yeah.
Run DMC's Christmas in
Oh,
Hollis
yes.
is in there, in the chase scene, right?
That's right.
So they're listening to Christmas in Hollis, the Tracksuit Mafia is.
Yeah.
So it fits, right? Everything fits where it belongs.
And that's where you get Echo from. That's
Yeah.
where she's from. The whole thing is amazing. Start to finish, cannot tell you enough how good it is. Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye just makes the whole thing.
And it's Christmas.
It's Christmas, and it's specifically around
They're in New
And
York in Christmas.
There's a LARPing scene.
Yes, there's a LARPing scene.
There's a wonderful LARPing scene. Hawkeye has to LARP.
Yeah, it'd be like me having to LARP, I think. Just
It is so worth it. Just that scene.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's so good. But we watched that starting on the 19th. You show photographic evidence, and it's just an advent calendar.
We started that last year because we were
No,
going to be out of
2
town.
years.
Was it 2 years ago?
No.
Yeah, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, right?
And then it was.
And it's kind of, okay, I'm the first one to get it done. You better get it done, right? Those types of things,
Mhm.
right? And it's harder to sneak in on Christmas Eve if you do the church thing, because depending on...
I did it just fine.
Yeah.
Because I was also wrapping presents until
Yeah.
2 in the morning.
So, but,
And then I was woken at 5 in the morning
to unwrap presents?
to unwrap those
Yeah.
presents.
So if you go to church, depending on what service, if you're working, volunteering at a service, what service, how many services, blah blah blah, those type of things. But you just got to work it into your calendar on Christmas Eve.
I'm gonna
So
work rum chata into my calendar this Christmas Eve. I'm gonna have hot chocolate with rum chata in it. It's gonna be great.
you need to work that in. Why don't you just do it anyway?
Well, no, I have to work. I have to like, literally stir it in.
Oh, okay.
But that's the thing. You interested in the Hawkeye?
I am.
He's had a long day, folks.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what we started. That's I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. It kind of gets everybody.
In the
And then the
spirit.
thing is, episode 1, the 19th, is Thursday, and we're still in school, gentlemen, that day.
Oh God, that's
So-
right.
In theory, you might want to cut the mic right now. In theory, we could watch episode 1 and then put it on the wives to watch it themselves without us.
I'll bring the popcorn. And that way,
Or we might have to make sacrifice and watch episode 1
you kidding?
again.
We'll just tell the kids to do work. We'll just be like, you shh.
No, we're going to be done by 11 o'clock that day.
Oh, that's right. We'll grab lunch and then watch. We'll grab lunch. No, you won't. You're sick that day. It's weird. I can tell now in my psychic brain. We'll get some Little Caesars pizza and watch Hawkeye.
Now you're speaking my language.
Little Caesars, guys. I knew how to get you both. All right. To that end, we'll try to see what's if we can find another topic that'll make Mr. Anderson more like find something. Apparently, we just got to get him. Like I got a list now.
That would actually give us blackmail against him because he's gonna have to act like he hasn't watched it that day because he's gonna have to watch it with Mary when he gets home.
Oh no!
Enjoy that second watching of Hawkeye there, Scherzer.
And she'll be like, "Oh, did you guys watch it?" Be like, "Yeah, we watched it with some pizza." She'll be like, "Oh, okay. Do you want to watch it again?" "Yeah, babe." And it's done.
Yeah, bullshit.
You think she has
Heck
no
off,
energy to get
BS.
annoyed by that crap?
You were sneak watching shows a couple years ago.
I was sneak watching shows that she. Why would you do that? Why would you be? Why?
Cause she ain't gonna listen to this.
Oh, that's true.
That's true.
That's true. On that note, I'm gonna quit while
The
I
first time she'll listen to this is the first time we invite her in to talk on this.
She's still waiting to talk about the Warren Court every couple of weeks. You guys still doing that podcast thing? Yeah. Can I come and talk about the Warren Court? If you can find a time, babe. I want to talk about the Warren Court. You go right ahead, darling. Warren Court.
It's a good thing she doesn't know about this Zoom thing that she could zoom in on and, do that
Not
kind of
during
stuff.
work. She's been doing too much work. Anyway.